Hello everybody, how are you all doing? I hope you are doing fantastic. Today I got something that I think most people would agree is not exactly a great thing to be at all, and that's being a strict parent. I think most can agree strict parents kinda suck, and I'm pretty sure everybody has had at least one strict parent. If not, then congrats, you had a happy childhood, and I'm a little jealous of you. I myself had pretty strict parents, but I think this lady takes the cake. Now, is she the strictest? No, not by any means. But is she strict enough that she may learn what it's like to be in a nursing home? Maybe. There is definitely a chance. I was going through TikTok trying to enjoy my breakfast toast, drink up some milk so I could grow into a big, strong boy, when I came across this video of a mother asking TikTok if she's too strict. I've really got to stress the point that she asked, because she fought the world on this one and couldn't admit that she was in the wrong. Basically, she goes on to say that she's raising 3 teenagers who don't really agree with how she's treating them. She then goes on to say that she makes them charge their phones downstairs, no screens are allowed in their rooms at all. Nobody can share blankets. Everyone only gets one. They can use their phone for only 1 hour per app, which I've never heard of. And finally, they have to let their parents know ahead of time about plans or they cannot do them. I'm going to play this clip for you real quick so that you can hear it from her mouth instead of mine.
Hi, I'm raising 3 teenagers and they think that we are the most strict. So I wanted to put this out there and I want you to tell me, are we strict or not? Okay, the first one that they think that we're the most strict on is we make them charge their phones downstairs. That goes along with the second one. We don't have TVs, screens, computers, phones, none of that goes in their bedroom. So that everything gets charged downstairs and then they use devices in the family areas. The third way that we are the most strict, we are a 1 blanket per person household. Meaning, if your girlfriend is hanging out with us and you guys want to snuggle up, that's great. 1 blanket each. No sharing blankets on our couch, which we got married young, we know. Technically, this is number 4, the 4th way that we are the most strict parents. They still have screen time limits on their phone, so they can't just scroll mindlessly. They have, I think it's an hour screen time limit, but we are the most strict for that. Last way that we are the most strict is we make them tell us their plans before they make them.
Now, just with these 5 things, there's a bit to unpack here. First off, making them charge their phones downstairs because, as she said in point 2, screens are only allowed in the common areas. To me, yeah, that's pretty strict, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I wasn't even allowed to have a phone growing up because my parents couldn't handle the fact that I had a little neuron activation whenever I saw even a little bit of skin. So therefore, I wasn't allowed to talk to friends outside of school or have a social life pretty much. At least these guys get to use their phones. I mean, only for an hour per app, but still my point stands. We live in the modern day of technology where everyone has a phone and it's kind of hard to have a social life without one. Obviously, it depends on how old these teens are. Like if they're 13, then yeah, they don't need to be on a phone constantly. But if we're talking 16 plus, you're just hindering their ability to communicate with their friends and have relationships. And not only that, but you're hindering their ability to learn new things as well. I have learned so much thanks to having a phone. If you were doing this for the sole fact that you don't trust them enough to have privacy or make their own choices, I hope you know that being like this will actually make them more likely to make those bad choices. As people say, strict parents make sneaky kids. Regarding the sneaky kids comment, it's actually pretty funny because somebody said that to her and she ended up making a whole other video saying that that's just how teenagers are. It has nothing to do with their parenting style. And then we had full-on psych majors in the comments telling her that she is wrong and that she still fought with them.
This is a comment that was made a ton on the video. Strict parents make sneaky kids. And let me tell you what, have our kids been sneaky? For sure. Was I a sneaky kid? For sure. Was my husband a sneaky kid? For sure. I honestly believe that what makes sneaky kids is teenagers. But I also know my kids, which you don't. I know my kids. I know how we operate our home. And I don't think that our baseline rules are creating sneaky children. Have we had sneaky instances? For sure. Have we addressed those within our home and with that specific child at that specific time? For sure.
Also, with no screens allowed in the bedroom, you tell me they can't even watch cable TV? Like, what is on cable TV that's so bad that not even teenagers can see it? They can watch TV and play games and all that fun stuff in the living room, but not the bedroom. Is it just me, or am I not able to see the difference exactly besides the fact that she's not there to hover over them to make sure that they're only watching SpongeBob? Like, am I missing something and being oblivious, or is this relatively normal to do? Now, onto the blankets. I can somewhat understand that, especially after seeing that video of people in New York Park or wherever they were playing some hanky panky under a blanket. But I'm going to ask the same thing that I did earlier. Do you and your husband do this? You guys sleep in two different beds? Now, I know what you're thinking. They are adults that can have fun whenever they want, but teenagers, it's a different story. Here's the thing. She herself even said that she got married at 17 and had kids. And funny thing, you said your parents were strict. So you had strict parents and you saw what that did because you got married and had kids at 17, 18. So you experienced firsthand what having strict parents will do to the kids. Do you not see the correlation there by chance? The 1 hour phone time use bit was extra funny because she stated that they can only use their phones for an hour. But then when the entire comment section took to pitchforks and told her how weird that is, she again made another video saying, actually, pretend like you can see me waving my finger around and fixing my glasses here. We let them use it for an hour and a half, but they can request more time if they need it.
So let's start with the screen time one. First of all, let me start by saying, hi, I'm Jeanette, a real life human raising real life children. And I've never said that I was perfect. I never said that my kids were perfect. So let's just get into some of these, the way I said things incorrectly or weirdly. Okay, 1 hour of screen time. It's not as though their phones become a brick after 1 hour. It is and I was actually wrong. It's an hour and a half per app. So social media and stuff like that. So after an hour and a half of TikTok, if they want more TikTok, all they have to do is request it. And guess what? It most often gets approved unless they need to do a chore, clean the room, or do homework. We are not tyrants. We are actually really fun and engaged parents. Some of y'all have jumped to some wild conclusions based on a 1-minute video about our family. And I feel like I can address some of that for you.
Yeah, you heard her. She is a fun mom. So fun. What about her doesn't scream fun to you? She isn't a tyrant. She lets her teenagers use each app in their phone for an hour and a half for each app. It's not just an hour and a half, it's for each app. So fun. They can request more time if they beg hard enough. I also love how she points out I'm a real life human with real life kids. Yeah, we know this is real life, Karen. We know that. Granted, some of us believe that we're in a simulation, like Pippa here. But yeah, no, we know this is real life, and we know that you're real people. And I hope you realize that your kids are real people too. Now with the plans making one, I kind of understand because even I like being told things ahead of time. But here's the thing, that doesn't always happen. Stuff pops up last second. Oh, hey mom, my friend just asked me if I wanted to hang out today. Can I go? No, you should have told me sooner. Now go back to your prison cell and stare at the ceiling or take the trash out or something. Ow, just hit my hand. If it's something where they knew they had to ask you for something maybe a week or so prior and they just kept forgetting or kept putting it off, yeah, I can understand being aggravated about that. But unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. Things come up last second. We can't always be in control of that. If we were in control of that, I'm pretty sure time travel would already exist. What is the absolute funniest thing about all of this, besides her refusing to take the L's and fighting with everybody in the comments, is she kept telling everybody that they are just assuming things and then go on to explain why everyone is wrong by proving them right.
I am a pastor's kid, and so we had some pretty strict rules on us. We were only allowed to go to 2 dances a year. I wasn't allowed to wear tank tops. I also know that some of these ways, as silly as those two sound, there were many ways that my parents protected me. Now you're referring to like sharing blankets because I kind of like made that silly comment about my husband. My husband and I met when I was 17. We got engaged and then married when I was 18. Were we fooling around and sharing blankets? Yeah, we were. Sorry, mom. But here's the deal. I know what we were doing at that age. Therefore, I want to protect my children from that. So, this comment is just a little, you're assuming a little bit. And I just wanted to like tell you the full story. My husband and I got married when I was 18 and a half. I had just 6 months after I graduated high school. We've been married for almost 20 years and we are raising 3 amazing teenagers. We are also young enough that we vividly remember what high school was like and the things that we want to protect them from. So yeah, that's just kind of like a little bit of insight.
Like, you can't say you're just assuming this and then go on to say the assumption is correct. That kind of invalidates your point a little bit, don't you think? Now, I'm gonna end this video with a small clip she made after seeing all the hate comments that I think is pretty funny. But that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications on. Make sure to comment if you think this mother's too strict or not and your thoughts. And I will see you guys in the next one.